All right, there you go. All right. Welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. So I started recording, but nothing happens. The good thing I didn't take my eyes off the phone screen, because I would not realize that it wasn't recording when I hit the button multiple times. But you know, as I was saying, as I was exiting out the building, you know, they used one of the neighbors in the building, you know, black guy, you know, light-skinned black guy, dressed in all black, to come out the building. And the other one there at the door, all black, dressed in all black. And he's standing there, and then as soon as he saw me, then he started walking towards me. You know, shit that they do, right? And the New York Predator Department, again, using their sirens, right, after the attack in which they hijacked my daughter's consciousness, and hijacked my mind to engage in a subliminal message. And like I tell, I always know when they do it, how it is that they do it, what it is that they do. Right? And because I shut that down, you know, they want to be upset. You know what I'm saying? They want to be upset because they understand that I understand when they hijack my consciousness and when they hijack the consciousness of the people around me, because they start doing some strange things. You know, nighttime, bro. Look. Now, who do you see walking the street just looking down at their shoes? Because that's what he's doing. Since the time he saw me from across the street, that's what he's doing, right? So when I talk about how you expose them, right, you look at their behavior. And if it's abnormal, meaning that it's not normal, then you walk in the street at night, crossing the street. Look. Look. No, I didn't even see that. But again, they're hijacking my conscious mind to look up there, because look at where it's at. Look at where it's positioned. So that's just to tell you, right? And I walked past it, and then my head turned, and I saw it. And that's why, like I said, I do what I do, to show you guys the hijacking of my consciousness. And yeah, fucking your Predator Department. When I said to show you guys, they start using the sirens. Again, very low, so the phone won't pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what cowards do, right? They're in position of authority, and they abuse their authority, right? They can use the position of predator law enforcement officer, using their position to commit crimes, right? And outrageous, gross, neglectful, right? Highly unethical and highly criminal kind of crime. They try to get away with it by trying to silence their victims. Well, I'm one. Well, I'm one that's not going. Like I said, I'm not going to allow them to get away with it. All right, it will never happen. And they should know that. They should know that by now. But you know, as sociopaths and psychopaths, the dark triad personality traits and position of authority, you know, they feel like they can exert their power. All right, they can keep their boots on our necks, and we're just supposed to just lay there and allow them to do it. All right, hear the fire trucks? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's very low. I can hear it. And you see, look, all the way up there. The next block up, see? The next block up there. So like I said, they you know, they'll go back into their hole. They'll crawl back into their hole when they're exposed. But they're not gonna stop targeting me. And they're not gonna stop targeting you either as a TI. Alright, so when other TIs say, oh, my targeting stopped. No, your targeting has not stopped. Alright, you just believe in their bullshit and their lies. Alright? And they just silence you. But eventually you'll start talking about it again, because like I said, it doesn't stop. Because once you stop talking about it, they're gonna attack you even more. They're gonna attack you even more. So you need to understand that, recognize that, and know that. Alright? Okay, so let's see. It's gonna be one of those nights where hopefully, you know, a bus will be here soon. I should have checked the bus schedule. But anyway, as I said, I should have checked the bus schedule. Your personal department using the sirens. Oh yeah. So early on today, what did I show you guys? Did I show you guys how, when I get on the bus, sometimes they will hack into the transportation system to prevent my Omni card from, when I go to pay, right? That's to prevent my Omni card from doing that. Even when I go to transfer, like when you use the Omni card, you get a free transfer. Okay. So I talk about the digital ID, right? How these Predator Police Department have access to almost every institution, from colleges, universities, banking system. They can hack into not even hack into the camera, where they have the backdoor keys to get into their camera to look at our accounts, our personal private information. This is, like I said, this is the society which they're moving in, and how they can get people to accept these things going forward is to do what? They have to create an agenda. What agenda do they engage in, right? And that's the agenda is to do what? It's to manipulate people, right? To act in detrimental ways to themselves and each other. And how do they do that? Through operant conditioning, reward and punishment, except that it's in reverse. It is that we will reward you for acting negatively, and we will punish you for acting in a good manner. Okay, you gotta understand what it is that they're doing. And because it is psychological manipulation, right, and because it is the use of covert warfare, covert psychological warfare, that your mind will fall for it, particularly if you have a believing mind. And when I say a believing mind, meaning that a mind that believes in a religion and they think that their God and Jesus is real. So when the racists within the U.S. government, the security agencies, and predator law enforcement, when they're using classified technology, right, to attack us in ways that we don't understand, to attack our psychology, we thinking it's God, right? I keep saying there's a reason why a very small percentage of black people, compared to the overall population, are doing well, is because they need to create what is called a buffer zone, right? They need to do things in which to make the rest of us believe that it's possible, right? But that's the carrot dangling in front of the horse, right? Because when you look at the overall population of black people in America, you'll see the vast majority is not doing well. But as long as they can give you a false perception of your reality, is how they manipulate you, how they control you. So you gotta understand that, right? Right? And then when NATO is talking about cognitive warfare and neurocognitive warfare, what are we talking about in our community? We're still on that same bullshit, right? When NATO is saying that nations must teach their people how to identify cognitive warfare, you go into white spaces, they're talking about these things. You go into black spaces, what are they doing? Our women are dressing more provocative than ever. The males are a bunch of simps. There's no black male leadership, right? The women who are the most religious, talk about they want God-fearing men, but they don't want God-fearing men. It's a good talking point though, right? And the churches have been no help except to pacify our people with lies and manipulation. The religion is a joke. It's a cult. It's rotten to the core. And because we are so indoctrinated with this bullshit that we can't find our way out of this darkness. Right? So we have to really look at things in a more realistic way. Right? Because I said, going forward, what's going to happen? What's going to happen going forward? right? Because if you don't think these people are trying to put us back into slavery, you're sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. All you got to do is look at this administration. And all you got to do is look at the percentage of people who voted for the people in this administration. Right? So as black people, Dr. Clark says, black people don't have no friends. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And, though I don't think that's true, but for the most part it is. I don't think that's true in its totality, but for the most part it is. I thought I heard the sirens. And as I turned, there's a gray vehicle across the street. The driver opened up his door, and closed it back, right? So, you know what I'm saying? They do this sneaky shit. Right? Actually, let me get over here. So I can get the light. Actually, is he turning? No. Okay, so I'm trying to get the license plate number. Like I said, they know exactly what it is that they do. Very, very subtle sirens. They know I'm going to turn to record, right? And as soon as I turn, he opened his door and closed it. Oh yeah. Can't even see the license plate. He has temporary place on there. All right, temporary license plate on there. Bus is here. How do you like that? Sirens.